up, YouTube? I know it's been a long few days, and I have been just recovering from the post Gauntlet. In the last stream, I actually ended up streaming for nearly 24 hours. And at the 24-hour mark, nearly, I was doing the bosses, and it all came down to this one boss, Maven. Now, Maven gives 4 points on the Gauntlet, so I can actually bring up the standings real fast because there goes a lot of like planning into what you should be doing in order to win in the end. And basically, I was pretty set up for second place. First place was out of reach. It took me a lot longer to farm the fragments than I expected. And I do think once people get better at the Gauntlet, a lot of it will come down to RNG regarding the Uber Elder set because it takes a long time to farm the Elder fragments. And someone can just literally get like 6 fragment of shapes instead of knowledges in a row, and they'll be set back hours upon hours. Now, as you can see, I ended up finishing 4th place. So this is so I have 113 points. Second place is 115 points. So here you can see it gives the amount of points per boss. So what I needed to do was kill Maven, which was worth 4 points, and I would have 117 points instead of 113. Now, I didn't kill the Shaper, even though the Shaper is probably a joke fight compared to everything else. And Shaper would bring me to 115 points, which would give me 3rd place. But 3rd place doesn't actually give anything because it just is not. It's whoever reaches the point value first. So he got 115 points first. So that means I was left with either doing Maven, Uber Aziri, Uber Elder, and the Hidden. Now, the sad fact is I just didn't have the Hidden or the Uber Elder or the Uber Aziri farmed in time. So the only thing I had was Maven. Now, Maven, as I was about to start the fight, right, I'm Exile came into my chat and he told me that Karn had all the sets. So at this point, I was like, oh, whatever, then I'm just going to put it in and not really look at the fight. Because if someone has all the sets, I would assume that Karn, who's a really, really good player, would be able to kill everything. But sad part of it is that he just ran out of time. And I kind of underestimated how long it would take to do all the bosses, right? So you can see here, as you can tell by the clip, it says Kobe F. And you can see what happens. Boss literally just destroys me. Now, it does have increased AoE, and I probably played this pretty badly, mainly just because I have like no real experience doing Maven with this many projectile. So what you're supposed to do here is actually run through all of them and blow them up so there's not so many. But here I was trying to run away and I kind of got stunned by something, one of the balls, and I just immediately died. And I think it's because I was not really running that fast away from it. And one of the first balls actually stunned me, so I couldn't move, right? So next time I just need to flame dash immediately away and run in a circle. But the area was a huge difference and it did make a huge change. So I feel like the boss is actually really, really hard if you have never experienced what area actually feels like on it. Regardless, I feel like I did pretty well, especially considering the character was only like 2 days old or something, because I had to, what's it called? Because my Inquisitor died, so I was pretty much in a rush to finish leveling it real fast. So I'm going to go over the gear real fast because I do feel like, oh yeah, I'm playing Endless Heist Hardcore right now, just trying to snipe a Demi for fun. It's pretty fun because I'm playing CF, Corrupting Fever, Gladiator with explosions with Kinetic Blast, which also happens to be one of my favorite skills. So the characters in solo self found standard. I did get to about 96 on this character. Now, for everyone wondering what you want to play in Atlas Invasion, this build is actually remarkably fast at mapping. It's not exactly the fastest mapper in the world, but it will get the job done. Sanguinate is actually really good for clear. And you can usually tell how good a skill is for clear by how many mobs you have remaining at the end of the map. And whenever I when I looked at the mob counter, it was always around always under like 20 mobs remaining, which means the skill has inherently very good clear. Now, you might be wondering what kind of good gear I had. So basically I had a Deer Stalker, which actually ends up being a boot that is unbeatable because of the 18% increased trap throwing speed, which is pretty much like a damage multiplier. And you also get 30% move speed because you get 15% additional move speed on top of throwing a trap. I actually never really knew that Deer Stalkers were this good for a pair of boots for trappers. It is quite kind of a pleasant surprise. So this item here, just a life dual res trap throwing speed belt, actually pretty well rolled in my opinion. Here, this is one of my worst pieces of gear. I just could not roll spell suppression for the life of me. So basically all I wanted was some life, spell suppression, and then reduced effective chill and shock. And the reduced effective chill and shock on 40%, combined with the Pantheons, gets you to 90%, and then this is get 100%. So you're pretty much immune to chill and shock on this build, and then immune to frozen with the Pantheon. So that's why like avoid all elemental ailments is not really needed with the new Pantheon system. So then I have a 6-link chest. This chest I was unable to get spell suppression, which made gearing a lot more annoying. I did eventually get the Gravicious craft of gain 10% of life as extra ES, which actually helps out a lot. I did scourge this chest to get a 6-link instead of using a Tainted Orb of Fusing. And I did get 28 additional life on top, but I also got 10% reduced life recovery rate, which is actually kind of bad. Now this ring here, I pretty much just reforged Caster until I got Despair at 16% res, and I decided to craft on 55 life. And I ended up double exalting 1 life regen and a 7-4 fizz damage to add to attacks. So thank you Chris Wilson for that amazing crafting system. Now here I have a ring, triple 40 res with percent damage crafted on top. Now this is actually pretty crazy, I think, but ideally I probably would want a Vermilion ring, but I couldn't really get that as the rest of my gear was just kind of too bad. So here I have a life, all res, and then damage over time multiplier, and then some strength and dex on top. And then I allocated instinct, which gives you 10% chance to suppress spell damage and then recover 50 energy shield when you suppress spell damage. And then the shield over here, I have 108 life, 9% block, gain 8% of fizz as extra chaos, which actually ends up being a lot of damage. And then it's a spell suppression and an implicit spell suppression on top. Now, as you can tell, in hardcore, you're trying to cap out your spell suppression to 100% because it's just completely broken and busted for fights. And here we have a helmet. I got really lucky with the helmet enchant in that I got Seismic Trap has 15% increased cooldown recovery rate. And then it's a life dual res helm when I ended up crafting increased duration of ailments, which is pretty much like double damage when you press it for that short amount of time. And then I was able to exalt on T1 hybrid evasion and armor, which is pretty lucky. So sometimes exalting does work out. Now this dagger is nothing special. I made it with reforged chaos more likely, and I ended up getting chaos spell skill gems. Now the nice part about that is it makes Withering Step level 21, and at level 21 you inflict 7 Wither Steps instead of 6. So that nice little breakpoint is pretty much a nice damage multiplier. So overall, gear is pretty easy to get if you wanted to play this in solo self-found hardcore or solo self-found trade. Build is actually like remarkably fast for being a trapper. And I think if you had more access to trade gear and you got a lot of trap throw speed, the build would actually feel a lot better. And I was pleasantly surprised with trappers. Seismic Trap probably definitely deserves to get nerfed, and Poison and Ignite is super strong, and that's what I figured out from the Gauntlet after playing it so much. Pretty satisfied with how I did considering the unlucky deaths I had earlier, and pretty fun event overall, and definitely could have gotten second place if I didn't get baited. But anyhow, let's go talk about the next big thing. I know it's Christmas time, and you know what Christmas time means? It means to give money to Chris Wilson, who is Santa Claus, because he'll be delivering the presents of new supporter packs. So let's go see what these new supporter packs are like. So, as you may all know, my girlfriend has recently started playing Path of Exile, so she really likes microtransactions in general. So nowadays, I'm pretty much constantly looking at microtransactions and supporter packs to see what is the next new hip thing. So luckily enough, for Christmas, core supporter packs have come out. Now, in the previous years, the core supporter packs have kind of indicated what kind of expansion we were looking at. So you can see here Atlas of Worlds, we can see Minotaur, Hydra, Chimera, and Phoenix as the supporter packs. And Fall of Oriath, I think, are the, what's it called? I don't really know what these are. I think these are the people in the Ericali and Comb and stuff like that. And now we have War of the Atlas. So you can see here, these are the Elder themed ones like Constrictor, Eradicator. And then you have, I don't even know what this is. I think this, oh, this is the Drox, Veritania, Crusader, which is Baran, and Hunter. So you can see here, a lot of the core supporter packs in the previous years have given kind of a look into what our endgame expansion is like. So by seeing these supporter packs, you can pretty much guess that we will probably be having the same system in the next expansion with 4 conquerors or guardians or whatever you want to call them, and then 1 endgame boss, which is a pretty good system, I think. And pretty much means that I don't think the Atlas system will change that much, and it'll probably get phased out the conquerors with one of these things, and we'll see what happens. It'll be very exciting to see what GGG has in store to shake up the Atlas and endgame system. So here we have Imperator. It kind of looks pretty cool. It looks not too bad. I'm not really sure. It's $60 and it gives you the supporter form title, armor pack, wings, weapon effect, apparition portal effect, portrait frame, and it even gives you an extended digital soundtrack. How cool is that, right? So Nullifier, now this portal actually looks sick. If I had to choose, I would definitely buy this one over the previous one, and that's pretty much just because I like the gray and black theme. It kind of reminds me of a Death Knight in World of Warcraft. But basically, if you buy one of these supporter packs, you get the previous ones and all of the effects beforehand. Now, this is the one that everyone's been talking about. A lot of people on Reddit, I was able to get like a general feel of what everyone felt about all the supporter packs, and everyone is in love with the Annihilator supporter pack for $160. And when this was originally data mined, everyone thought that Annihilator would be the most expensive one. And it looks absolutely sick. The portal, the character effect, and the colors, it just kind of reminds me of like the Lunaris, or not Lunaris, the Chamber of Innocence with a different skin, a color skin. So Ravager looks also extremely amazing. The portal, they've really outdone themselves with the portal effect. Now, this is pretty much just like a color theme thing, depending on what you like. And personally, I think Annihilator looks the best. And then lastly, you have Incinerator, which looks kind of over the top in terms of fire. So if you like the movie Backdraft, or if you really like Home, then yeah, Incinerator might be for you. So Incinerator is probably going to be something to do with the endgame boss, so we can probably expect a fire-based endgame boss. Now, the cool thing about these is that when you order the Annihilator pack, you get a choice of 3 T-shirts, and you get an Exalted Orb logo one, or you can get the Path of Exile logo one, and I actually don't know what the last one is. And then when you get the Zana, the last one, and then when you get the Ravager support, you actually get a choice of 3 sweatshirts actually. 1 out of 3, and then last one, Incinerator, you get to have, I think, 22 tarot cards, and then you also get 3 signed personally by all of the developers, so you can actually hang them up on the wall or something like that, and have the signature of Chris Wilson looking down on you. So super cool, kind of expensive, $480. Except, at least it's not $1,000. I remember in the past they had $1,000 supporter packs. Now, do I think that this is worth it? Of course it is worth it. If it's Christmas time, please ask your parents for money. Tell them that this is probably one of the best presents you could be looking to buy. And if you don't want the physical items, you can actually get 800 extra points. So you actually end up getting 5,600 points total for only $480, which is an incredible deal. So even like these, you get 2,400, and then you can get 660 points. So you get way more points than you can actually usually get. So of course, buy the $480 one. It's really not that much when you consider the amazing deal you get. Look at this. You would have these nice fire portals. You'll be able to see the portal in your hideout, and it'll look better than ever, right? So please support the game. Buy the $480 supporter pack, and then go buy these other ones too while you're at it. Go buy the $90 supporter pack. Buy everything, right? And then while you're at it, go start saving up money to buy the Scourge supporter packs. I think there'll probably be another $90 one. But basically, TLDR is expect to see 4 Conquerors or Guardians along with 1 final endgame boss, fire themes, and Annihilator supporter pack is by far the best one. So if you're on a budget, get this one, right? It looks by far the coolest. But everyone has different tastes, of course, and everyone likes different colors. So pretty much buy whatever you like. But thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry for no videos the previous days. Gauntlet was super fun. Endless Heist, I could make a build guide for what I'm playing, but it's just Corrupting Fever, Kinetic Blast. And yeah, Atlas Invasion, I'll try to make some build to play for. I'll probably be trying out DD or some Ignite build. Or maybe I'll play Lightning Strike Berserker again. We'll see. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you find more Mirrors, Exalts, and Magebloods than me. And see you next time. Bye.